So let's just crack on and get these done. Potting mix is Clover Professional Seed Modular, bit of perlite mixed in with it, and that's it. I'm not even gonna bother washing these out. Well, hello everyone. It's been about a month, or just over a month actually, since my last video down here where I sowed 2 sets of Joe Atherton seeds. The seeds I got sent to me by Pete, and the seeds I got given by a friend of mine, Davy Dixon, and I also sowed my Ailsae for Pete's Giant Onion Growing Challenge 25-26. Unfortunately, as a lot of you may know, I went into hospital expecting to be in, out, same day, job done. I was kept in for 10 days. After that, I returned home. I couldn't go into my shed because it's about an 18-inch step up, maybe 2 foot. And I couldn't raise my leg that high for my stomach for the scars. So by the time I eventually got into my shed, I realised from before me going to hospital, the heat mats had been on. So obviously I hadn't been there to turn the heat mats off when they germinated, to be watering them, to put my fan on, etc. They died. Everything completely dead. So this today will be basically my first sowing of the Ailsae, and also of the 2 different sets of the Joe Atherton seeds. Luckily enough, Pete had sent me enough so that I've got spares. I've also got to sow some what I sowed for Eric and Rachel and Jamie. They were John Soulsby exhibition onions. I'll sow them as well. They'll all be going up the house, and I will probably do some of both sets of Joe Atherton seeds for down here, and I'll let you see how I get on with each step. Cup of hot chocolate. Tell you what, it's bloody cold in here, hence why I've still got my coat on. I've been out on my breakfast this morning with my brother. Lovely breakfast, nice chat. I went home and I thought, oh, I'm going to go down and I'm going to set my seeds away, then I can get them back home and start to take care of them. So let's crack on. See which ones I've got first. Right. So these are the Ailsae ones. So we'll crack on and do them. Let's have a look. I've got all the old ones, and I kept the labels, so it's a case of trying to work what's what. Well, that's a Ailsae heat. Joe Atherton, Davy Dixon, Joe Atherton, Pete Trenouth, I'll put them down. John Soulsby, Eric and Rach, that gone there. So that one, JSJ, John Soulsby for Jamie. Right. Joe Atherton, Pete Trenouth. Joe Atherton, Davy Dixon. Joe Atherton, Peter North, Joe Atherton, David Dixon, and Ailsae cooled. So let's just crack on and get these done. Potting mix is Clover Professional Seed and Modular, bit of perlite mixed in with it, and that's it. I'm not even gonna bother washing these out. I need a tray just to give these a bit of water in. I don't want to wet the seeds either, so put that one. Actually, I don't need to do that, do I? I can pour the water in there. I've just noticed I've got a bag of straw that's ripped open. I hope I haven't had a moose or a rat that's been in here. This water is at the same temperature the compost's at, because they've all been in here, so that one will be that. And just so I didn't get them mixed up, that's Ailsae, that'll be for the one on heat. And that one, I see there's a few people are saying that they're slightly behind, etc. I did notice Duncan in his video said the same thing. I would hazard a guess and say I'm pretty much, I would say 100% sure that Duncan's will catch up with everyone. He had forgot to turn the plug on, so he had actually no heat whilst he thought he did. But as I say, no doubt that Duncan will catch up, and that's where that's, you know what I mean. I could have sworn just had that. What is it? Ailsae cooled. Well, it was. Now it isn't it? Ailsae cooled. Actually, what I would like to do, if I've got a bit of water, is just wet the top. As I say, all this water, it's only rainwater, but it's all at the same temperature. Right, let's have a look. That's Eric and Rachel's. That in there. Are we on our who's getting what? No water for that one yet. John Soulsby, Jamie. So that's Jamie's and Eric and Rachel's. Really, I should be watering these as well, to be honest. But I'm just trying to cut this video down. So what I'll do, I'll pause this video here. Right, so now the module's all filled, then water soaking up, so I'll do the Ailsae hot and cold. Them ones back. There's only a few. Right, so that's Ailsae done. I'll put them back in the envelope. Right, these ones will be going up home. I'll put them out the way. The other Ailsae on heat. These Ailsae cold, I will be leaving down here along with these ones here, which is Joe Atherton from Davy Dixon, Joe Atherton from Davy Dixon. Ignore the dates, the 8th and the 10th. We're now on the 17th of November. And 2 sets of Joe Athertons from Peak Trenouth. So I'll get them ones done now. Possibly. Right, so these are Pete's. I haven't actually got that many left. There's a couple left, so I'll put them ones there. Put them in there now, I didn't get them mixed up. Now I want, where's me, there they are, me Davy Dixon ones. Now I know Pete said he had some germination problems with these ones, so and see what I get with them. Right, so that's them for now. As soon as I heard some of that. A bit of the make it right over the top. Right, these, as I said, are staying down here. So, as I've done last year, propagate a lid over the top. That's a bit high, isn't it? Propagate a lid over the top, vent closed. Exactly the same with that one. Now, bear with us. Last year what I've done, I then put these inside of another propagator. And the only reason is to stop the cold and the frost getting to them. And this one, once again, goes into another propagator. With the lid on top and the vents closed. So that's 3 propagators just to try and help these with the cold. I'll just put them down here out the way for now. What do I need? What do I need? Don't need perlite, I need vermiculite. Right, just put that in for now. I'll put that there for a minute. That's the Ailsae on heat. Give that one a bit vermiculite as well. Oh, I know what that noise was. No, I've just realised. It's the fire. Right, so that's got to go up over us. Next ones. What's this? John Soulsby exhibition for Eric and Rachel. And then I should have John Soulsby for Jamie. Sometimes it's easier just to put the vermiculite in your hand and tip it, but it can then go all over the shop. Where from something like this, or even a little pot, you know, you can keep the mess to a minimum. Right, lid for that. These are going up the house, and they'll be going onto heat mats. So that's that. And what have I got left then? Let's have a little look. Joe Atherton, Petronouth, Joe Atherton, David. Oh, therefore up home on the heat. I'm doing them in the cold and I'm also doing them on heat. Right. So these are Pete's. Just as well. I said there was only a few left. I'm going to need them actually. Right. I think that's it, right? Yeah. There was a couple. So that's that. Well, need to fill this one back already. Well, half filled actually. So that's that one for up home, and then I've got the Davy Dixon one, which is that one. That. And once again, this is me off with the giant onion seeds or peats, and also a couple of others, and I can get all them in there. Of course I can. Right, so I've still got some of Davy Dixon's. Right. So that's all done. Hands are dirty. Could do with a wash. Drinking chocolate's finished. Not a lot else to say. Me garlic, etc. Sorry. That one, you can see it's just starting to come through. Still nice root system on the bottom. There's another. You can just see it's just starting to come through. Nice roots on the bottom again. I'll pot these up next week onto a bigger pot. Well, you can obviously see that one. Nice roots on that. These ones are for what me, Rach and Dean are doing. What the hell is that? Plastic. Don't know how that's on there. As I say, that's coming on canny good with great root structure. I still think there's been a mouse or a rat in here, I like to be fair. But as I say, them garlic are looking okay. Then I've got my other garlic, which could actually do with being planted out, and I'll probably do them next week. So that's that for the moment. Well, I'm in the shed now. Fire's on, I'm letting it die down a bit. In the last video I done, I said I'd got a few emails, and one of them, I won't mention the lady's name, she's lovely. She asked me, have you got someone to look after you? And I thought, it's a strange sort of question, have you got someone to look after you? Then it hit me, throughout all my videos for this allotment, the previous one, I've never ever mentioned me partner. Reason being, I suppose, is because she's got no interest in an allotment. But I replied back, yeah, I've got someone to look after me, my partner, yada yada. We've been together 18 years. But as I say, Tracy's got no interest in allotments or anything like that. She's got the front garden, she grows her daffodils, her tulips, her rose bushes. That's the extent of what she's interested in. Apart from she'll eat stuff that I grow. But I thought, I'm going to add this into a video just in case people think I live alone, because a lot of the videos I'll say, right, I've got to go home now because I've got to go and see the brain. Reason being is because Tracy works. She doesn't finish work till like 8:30. So by the time she gets in, it's 9 o'clock or just after 9 p.m. So I do have to get back in time to see the brain, etc. When I was in hospital, Tracy was going to work. She was swapping shifts with people so she could do her work, get home, see the brain, come up the hospital, see me, which was great. The first time, I believe, or the first 2 times, she came up herself in the car. And then after that, my brother was picking her up. And the first night he picked her up and he dropped her off. Then he picked her back up, and I had says, look, just come up with Tracy, the two of you, just come come in. It seems rather silly, you bring her up, going away, have to come back to pick her up, etc. So Craig started picking Tracy up. They would come in, the two of them, would have a chat, a laugh. A lot of the time I was just tired. And then they would go away. Craig would take Tracy home. I know they went shopping a couple of times, or once at least, definitely once. So Craig, if you're watching this, which sometimes he comes across the thumbnail and he'll have a quick look. If you are watching this, thank you very much for coming up to visit us, for taking me backwards and forwards to S-Deck, for bringing Tracy up, for taking her home, etc, etc, etc. And thank you for breakfast this morning. I've went completely off track now. No, I was talking with Tracy and all that. Yeah, so people, I can understand now why people tend to think he lives alone or what have you. No, I don't. I haven't. We've been together for 18 years, nearly 19. And she mentioned a few weeks ago that for our bucket list, one was a cruise. Now, I had always wanted to go on a safari, you know, lions, tigers, all that sort of stuff. And Tracy had wanted to go to Goa. She had a heart attack just over 10 years ago now, so at the time, when she wanted to go, holiday insurance was astronomical. So it kept getting put off. And I think it was just before I went into hospital, a brother had phoned and said, we found a cruise around Barbados, it's for a month. Would you like to come? And she had said, yeah, if I can get time off work. So she went in, she seen her boss, and she couldn't get a month off work. So she had to tell Paul. Paul went, right, not a problem. And the week I was in hospital, well, I'm saying the week I was in hospital, the Tuesday, the day before I got out, Paul had phoned her again and said, look, we found another cruise 3 weeks around Barbados, all the different islands, etc, etc. Would you like to come on a cruise? He told her the price. And the price for her alone was £5,000 cheaper. I'm explaining that wrong, aren't I? Right, the price for her on her own, paying the single duties, etc., for her brother and sister-in-law to go would have been an extra £1,000, if that makes sense to you. So Tracy would have paid X amount, Paul and Alison would have paid £1,000 more for the same trip, 3 weeks, etc. So she came in from work and she says to us, Diane's authorised me time off. I says, eh? Then she told us about the phone conversation with Paul, booked this cruise February 2027, and she's checked with Diane. Diane's okayed it, so that's that. Then when she was telling us the price of it for her, she went, Paul and Ali's coming. She says, and it's only costing them an extra £1,000 for the two of them. I says, well, I'll come. So it's costing, she's paying an extra £1,000 for the two away. Where if I said I'm not going, she would only pay £1,000 less. I didn't really want to go into prices, you know, because I didn't want people to think, oh, he's just showing off or whatever. But it's quite hard to try and explain 2 people will get it for X amount, where 1 person will get it for £1,000 less than the 2 people would get it. So it made a lot more sense for 2 people to go. So I said I would go. So that's booked in, as I say, February 2027. I'm looking forward to it. I've spoken to Paul, Tracy's brother, and he asked, straight away he went, will you come snorkeling with us? Well, I just automatically said, we aye, not a problem, we aye. Then, after the phone finished, Tracy went, when was the last time you actually snorkeled? I went, oh, I says, I was probably 16. I says, in fact, no, I might only been 14. So it's like 50 years ago. So I thought, oh God. Well, we just haven't had any problems. I always found it hard to hold my breath underwater. I didn't used to. I used to be a fantastic swimmer, under the water, on top of the water. By the time I was 11, I had my bronze, silver, gold, life savings, quarter mile, half mile and mile certificates. You know, I really was a good swimmer. But as I say, I was only 11, so that was like 1973. So I may go to a swimming pool a couple of times, just with the mask and the snorkel, just to get the hang of it again. But I am actually looking forward to it. So I think that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to sow me onion seeds, check on me garlic, which I'm more than happy with. Let people know I didn't just live on my own. You know, I'm not single by myself, whatever. But I'd just like to end on this note. I do see people still mentioning on Pete's channel about, is it too late to join in with the Giant Onion Growing Challenge? The simple answer is, as you've seen, no. Today's the 17th of November. I've sown them where they're going up home on heat, and I've sown them in the cold. So no, it's not too late by a long shot. If you want to join in, join in. Head over to Foster Seeds, get your Ailsae seeds. If anybody's stuck in the corn, get them. I've still got a few Ailsae I could send out. I believe Pete's still got some spares he could send out. Last video, I noticed from Pete, he did say there's over 60 people entered it now. I'll be very surprised if there's not 100 minimum by the time this gets in full swing. But I would just like to wish everyone who's taken part the very best of luck. Anyone who is sort of, will I, won't I, have I got time, have I not got time, go for it. Have fun. It's a great community. Everybody helps everybody with tips, ideas, feeds, etc, etc. So you certainly got plenty time, you know. You've actually got till August to have your onions grown. You know, that's a long time. So I'm going to end this video here. So have a great week, everyone. Thank you to the new subscribers, by the way. So as I say, have a great week, everyone. I'll catch you on the next. Right, so as you can see, back up home, these are in the grow box. Lights only on just so you can actually see. That one is the Joe Athertons. That is the Davy Dixon Joe Athertons. This one is Ailsae on heat. And this, you would know, is back to front. I'll just change that and put it so it's facing the front. That's the John Soulsby exhibition. onions for Jamie, and that's the John Soulsby exhibition for Rachel. So that light can be turned off now. Heat mats are on. I've got water in there, so it's all going to be kept at the same temperature. I actually have halogen heaters on at the moment. I think basically it's because the temperature at the moment is 60, well, it's under 16.5, so this heater will then turn itself off. Well, there it is. Temperature's reached 16.5, which is all I'm going to keep my shed at. And then obviously, I'm knackered now. As I was saying, obviously that's keeping the temperature in here, in the shed itself. I meant to tell you quite a while ago, you know. I'm saying quite a while. It was before I went in hospital, sorry. I got 2 onions for us to put back for seed. And they're flipping heavy. This one is a Peter Glazebrook. And then I've got this one up here, which is a Joe Atherton. It's in that bloody heavy. You know, so if I put the 2 of them there, that gives you an idea of the size of the onions. One's just over £10, which is the Joe Atherton. The Peter Glazebrook is just over 11. So I'll probably get all these put back within the next week or 2. They will need a couple of layers of skins taken off, as there's just a slight little bit of softness there. Pull the roots off, strip a few layers back, bang it on some dry compost, and I'll dust the onions with yellow sulphur, and then they'll be just left basically to go to seed, ready for next year. So anyhow, you've seen that little USB fan there. This is a rechargeable solar power or USB fan. You'll see Peter now uses one. Speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, speed 4. You've got torch on it if you want, and then you've got how long you want it on for, 2 hours, 4 hours or 8 hours, you know. So these are a handy little thing. So if anybody's after one, you know, as I say, they're freestanding, you can put them wherever you want, but they're great for your seedlings as they start to come up. It'll help them get stronger roots. It'll help them become independent, as in standing up on their own. Or you can make clips like this one what I made. I made them in various sizes, but these are just for the seedlings, you know. You can see there's quite a few there in varying sizes. And then obviously I've got me proper clips, which I kind of get to because of these knives, which you'll have seen all the clips from last year anyway. But they just fit around canes, etc. But that is the end of this video now, so I'll catch you all on the next one. Cheers everyone, bye.